Five stark differences between crushing and love. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing healthy and fine. I hope that you and your family are all safe, especially from the ravaging pandemic. Anyway, love has never been lost, even in the middle of the coronavirus crisis. In fact, the virtual world enabled people to know and get intimate with each other. But since it is only in the digital platform, emotions can easily be faked out. How would you know if you love a person or you just have a crush on them? Well, this question does not just fall into the context of online love affairs. It can apply to any situation where the attraction is apparent between two people. It seems that even with the developments that humans achieve, many are still oblivious about distinguishing and identifying their feelings. This time, allow me to differentiate true love from simple infatuation. I suggest that you better listen to this. First difference: love is involuntary. Love is something that we cannot control. That's the hard truth. When you love a person, you can't easily bend yourself away from such feelings. There is no point resisting it. There is no point in hiding it. Love simply flows like a stream or a river. You will be swept by it, and even if you try your best, you can't win against the current. Love is the ultimate form of attraction since it goes beyond rules and conditions. On the other hand, crushing is simply optional. You can control it. If something doesn't suit your taste, the feeling disappears completely. It is bounded by conditions too, such as physical attraction and shared interest. Second difference: crushing is likely far-fetched. Have you ever thought of a person and you want to be with them in some kind of fantasy world or dreamland? Well, you might just have a crush on them. People who are infatuated think of things that are not tangible. They often base the adrenaline of their emotions on events or happenings that will never get real. An excellent example of this is being attracted to a person even if he or she is married or engaged. You simply have a crush on them. You can't say that it is love because the situation has no clear grounds where genuine affection can exist. Real love happens when the situation is right. There's a reality in your hopes and your desires, and when you work on it, there's a possibility that the love you give will be reciprocated. Even though love is complex, it is still objective. It should be something that you can achieve. It will let you stop daydreaming and start working on your feelings. Third difference: love is not dressing to impress. There's nothing wrong if you want to attract someone to love you. Other people can do that too, and that's pretty understandable. However, it is quite noticeable that people care more about making impressions than cultivating real emotions. They want to look good so that people would fall for them. They think that ugly looks and weird personalities will make others hate them. Sure enough, you can put yourself in a situation where you have to appeal first so that you can get noticed. But sooner or later, you will get tired of doing this. You will realize that it is too hard to pretend, especially if you are betraying your real self. People who are just crushing love to pretend. And that's not a good thing. Sure, you can do this thing even if you are in love with a person, but in the long run, you'll grow over this phase. Even if the other person displays an unlikely habit, you will not be disappointed. You will love the person unconditionally. Even on their bad days, your admiration and affection to them will not subside. The same thing is true if you are the subject of someone's attention. Fourth difference, there's no such thing as insecurities in love. True love is never insecure. That's one thing that you should learn here. Meanwhile, infatuation and crushing are extremely susceptible to jealousy and possessiveness. The emotions that you are feeling right now may not be authentic if you always compare yourself to others. You are not comfortable that your partner is with other people because you think that you will be replaced eventually. Of course, you are familiar with this experience. Back when we are still young, we hate it when our crushes are going to other boys or girls. We feel jealous because we don't want their attention to be taken by others. As we grow older, we realize that the things we did are immature. But if you still feel things like jealousies and insecurities when admiring a person, that's merely crushing. That's not real love. You are not confident, and you don't trust the object of your affection at all. Lastly, crushes are short. Love can be for a lifetime. I am not saying that all love that you encounter will last a lifetime. However, it is undeniable that the authentic ones can last long. They can leave a mark, even if they are no longer with you. You can have as many crushes as you want, but they don't last long. The explosive feelings dissipate in the passage of time, especially if you don't see them frequently. Genuine love stays. It can endure the test of years. The feeling will not weaken, even if there is minimal to no communication at all. Also, keep in mind that you can have as many crushes as you want. You shouldn't even hesitate to collect those who can make you giggle and shiver. But you cannot do that when it comes to love. Amidst all the sea of faces, there's only one soul that you will look and yearn for. Now that you learned these things, I hope that you will be able to discern the contents of your heart properly. In this way, you won't make a fool out of yourself.